Alright folks, welcome to another beer review of a beer that I've reviewed before and I've had quite a few times. Not so much in recent years, but I thought it's long overdue to do a bit of a revisit. And I'm in the mood to have a couple of drinks tonight because I've just had my second V word. No, not that V word, it's been pretty much 2 years since that V word, but we won't dwell on that. I'll just furiously wank later on. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm in the mood to have a couple of drinks, even though, let's face it, it means absolutely fuck all because you still can't do much, really, even when you're fully V'd. Means you've got slightly less chance of being affected by the C word. No, I'm not talking about that same thing from 2 years ago. Self-deprecating humour, it's my speciality. But yeah, so it's just more like peace of mind, really, isn't it? What the fuck am I talking about? But yeah, I haven't had this many pricks inside of me since I was a choir boy. Gotta get a joke like that in. Anyway, I was going to do a Jimmy Savile joke, but now then. And that's a terrible, terrible impression of Jimmy Savile. So yeah, it's sort of a little bit celebratory. I may do a cheeky little live stream tonight because while I was getting my V word, popped into Tesco's because I needed to get some lunch for when I went back to work. And I thought I'd have a little goosey gander at the beer selection. The Wigan Tesco is finally stocking that Cloudwater and Friends 4-pack, so now I can actually avoid it in person. And I saw that they had Gamma Ray, which is a beer that I've not had for such a long time. And this was put into my mind because a good friend Brett, Beardy Beer Reviews, was talking about Gamma Ray fairly recently. So I thought, you know what? Next time I see it, shut up. Next time I see it, I'm not going to shout at children. Well, they are noisy bastards, really. Oh, it's nice and sunny. We've got a lovely weekend coming up. Stop being a grouch. So, yeah. So I told myself, next time I see it, I'm going to pick myself up a can. And while I was there, I picked up a few other things from Tesco. A nice selection. The Wigan Tesco, the big one. If you're in the sort of Wigan, Skem, surrounded areas, shut up, area, then what I don't get is they're clearly walking close together, so why the fuck are they shouting at each other? Anyway, so yeah, picked up a few things from Tesco's, and the one in Wigan, the big one, which is next to Northern Beer Temple, which is I don't think it was, I think it opens, I can't remember what time it opens, but it's been a long time since I've popped in to see John at Northern Beer Temple. I will have to remedy that because, yeah, I don't think I've really bought anything from him since the first pandemic. Oh, I said the P word. I am a bit of a P, to be honest. So I think that's long overdue, although it's been going to be an expensive couple of months with like London Craft Beer Festival and meeting up with Craig and Adam next weekend in Manchester. But yeah, it's good selection. I've said that about 4 times now. So if you're in the area and you want a cheap beer fix, go to Tesco's, but also, providing that it's open at the time, go check out Northern Beer Temple. So yeah, Gamma Ray, American Pale Ale, 5.4% ABV. I can never remember the guy's name. It's been so long since I've actually dealt with Beavertown. It's been a long time since I've dealt with Beaver as well. I'm not funny, so I need to stop trying to be funny. It's like I'm like a tryhard on a Kill Tony, but much more cringier. So yeah, I can't remember the guy's name who does pretty much gave Beavertown such a brand identity. I'm not going to go into where Beavertown are now because we've had that discussion many times, and it's fucking boring. We get it. Some people don't like the beers now. Some people are like, oh, I've never really liked their beer, but since blah, blah, blah. It's like, shut up. Well, don't shut up. Voice your opinion. Because it makes for good discussion. But when you've had that discussion countless times, it's like cloud water now. It's like, I can't be dealing with it. I just want to get a beer, and I want to drink it, and I want to enjoy it. So hopefully, we'll see how this one goes. So yeah, 5.4% ABV. Lovely iconic artwork there, as per usual, with a lovely orange metallic top. I'm not going to say lovely anymore. I will do though, because I always say that when I'm drinking the beer. So this should have been a shorter video because I've already reviewed it, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's a little bit not hazy but unfiltered. I think it's always been that sort. I don't think it's ever been like a crystal clear beer. Maybe in the very early days before haze was, you know, a box ticker when it comes to IPAs and pales. But it's got that sort of like classic amberish hue to it. Definitely has that, what you would expect from an American pale ale, in the sort of same vein as, you know, the big boys like Sierra Nevada and Anchor Steam and that sort of stuff, and the other, what I call like, what's the word I'm looking for? Heritage craft, to coin a term from a person. Well, it's bastardized version of what a person in Louisiana would have said. Heritage brand. But you know what I mean. But it looks really nice in the glass. Just shy of a finger's worth of, well, not even a finger. It's a lining of slightly off-white head. Splashed a little bit on the floor for good luck. So from here, it smells really nice. So let's have a proper sniff of it. And yeah, that's got a lovely, already said it. It's got a really nice, and my watch is coming undone again. It's got a really nice, soft, sweet, citrusy character to it. But then there's a pininess there as well. There's a ever so slight sweetness about it. Like in terms of like a slightly caramel-esque sweetness. Loads of stone fruit coming through. I tell you what, on the nose, it's smelling absolutely wonderful. It really, really is. I would point the camera outside of the gazebo, so you get a nice backdrop, because all you've got is the beigey gazebo wall. But the light will bleed in, it'll completely oversaturate. Plus, I think I've got the tiniest of scratches on my front facing camera, so any sort of light hitting at an angle, you're gonna get artifacts. But yeah, so I can't really remember too much about this. I do remember though it having a bit of a, no, disregard that. I don't know what the fuck I was going to say then. Doesn't matter, let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. Now, there's two ways that this is potentially playing out. First one is the development of your palate. Fuck off, fly. Sorry, whatever animal charities there are out there. But your change of palate and the growth and development of your palate. And also that sort of like assumed lack of quality because of the fact that Beavertown, you know, are a big brewery now. So I'm going into this with as open of a mind as I possibly can. What I will say is, the part of this beer that I'm not really liking is the finish. It's got this sort of like overboiled metallic-y hop character. It's got a nice bitterness throughout the beer. It's a little bit more bitter than I actually remember it being. It's definitely piney. There's resin notes in there. Getting a little bit of like in the middle of this beer, there's almost like a dill pickle. You know, sort of, what did he put the pickles in a jar? The pickling thing. Vinegar. But it's not vinegary. You know what I mean? Getting a little bit of tangerine coming through. There's a little bit of bitterness, plays into that back end. I don't know, it just tastes... There's just like a general, not medicinal and not like really metallic. I mean, it was canned on the 31st of May. And we're now on the 15th of July. 6 days away from payday. Let's hope I don't fucking blow my own head off because of poverty before then. Do you know what? It's not bad. I think what I'm going to say is pale ales have come a long way since this was like a very highly regarded sort of pale ale. I mean, obviously there are still people who are massive fans of Beavertown. There'll be people who absolutely love this beer and have done since they first tried it. Even when I'd imagine it was in... Mind you, did they have Gamma Ray in bottles? I wasn't into the scene when Beavertown were in bottles, so I can never comment on something like that. So it will have its fans, but it'll also have its detractors. For me personally, there's much worse you can get on the supermarket shelves. If I had a 4-pack of this, I'd be happy. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think it's just mainly quality could have well made a dip. I'm not in a position to say it has. But I've tasted a lot of American style pale ales since this. It's not as fruity as I remember it being. It's not as vibrant as I remember it being. But I wouldn't turn it down, and I'd like to try this on tap. That's the one of the things about Beavertown. I'd love to try their beers like on tap as close to the brewery as possible. Like a well kept and conditioned keg line. I want to try that. I had Lupuloid a couple of months ago I'd say. Bought a 4-pack of it, and I really did not enjoy that beer. In all honesty, I think that beer has definitely taken a dip in quality. As has Bloody Hell, which was probably my favourite Beavertown beer. The first few times that was available, that was just, as someone who loves citrus fruits used in the brewing process, that for me, to coin a term from the legend that is Raggy, that was a box ticker for me. I loved it when that beer came around. I loved the sort of like theatrics that they had. Is it Drew Mill? No, Drew Millwood does... Sorry, I was thinking about the whole theatrics of when they would do their release of Bloody Hell, with all the tap handles, the glassware, the merchandise. And I still think to this day, Beavertown have got probably one of the best sort of brands, as it were. It's annoying me that I can't remember the guy's name who does all the artwork for Beavertown. Because as someone who likes to be involved in the world of like graphic design and that sort of stuff, I have no talent, or I've got a creative mind, but I don't have the talent to back it up. So I failed as a graphic designer when I was studying. But it's always been something that's really interested me. And I think Beavertown have got probably one of the best brand identities out there, really. Striking artwork, it's all about fun, that sort of stuff. Bold colours, I like the metallic cans. But yeah, that's it. This is turning out to be a really long video with outside background noise. It'll probably take me about 2 months to get around to uploading it as well, because I've just been absolutely terrible with my uploads on the channel. It's not you, it's me. Anyway, but yeah, all in all, it's not bad. Not as good as I remember it being, but there could be a few factors that come into play. But if I was to, I'd like to get a 4-pack of this. I don't think they had any when I was in Tesco's at the time, or else I would have probably gone to a 4-pack. I'd love to try this on tap at a Beavertown tap room, or a property where it's known for good quality pours of Beavertown. To a lot of people, that's it's a bit of a what's the word? That's like a sentence to scoff at. But yeah, I'm not going to just blindly hate on Beavertown. But I will say there are some beers that I've had in recent memory, compared to going back 2 or 3 years, maybe even a little bit more, that have taken a dip in terms of quality. But yeah, I think this is, well, this can, let's just say this can is a good one, because, you know, every brewery's prone, no matter how big, small, how much technology is included in the brewery, you're going to get a duff, ropey can every now and then. But I can quite clearly say, see, this is my problem. I try to include more words than I should do to make me look like I'm a little bit more cleverer and eloquent than I actually am. But if I actually used that, if I had it, then I'd be in a much better financial situation than I would be now. But we're not going to get into that. I've already had to sell one of the kids, and I don't want to think about it. Stop trying to be funny. But yeah, I haven't even managed to get a thumbnail. It's going down easy, so I think that tells you a lot about the beer. But yeah, it's not bad. But in such a competitive market, especially when it comes to core range beers, you know, it's got a battle on its hands, as does every beer that's brewed, really. I think I'm trying to be a little bit too diplomatic in this video, but hey ho, it is what it is. So yeah, it's sort of restored a little bit of faith for me. I do have a can of faith in the fridge. I might open that tonight. Sorry, Beavertown, I shouldn't mention other breweries. And I shouldn't shit on other breweries when I'm talking about a different brewery. But scum, subhuman scum. That sounded more like Sean Connery than Alan Partridge. No, I'm not going to try and do Christopher Walken. Anyway, so yeah, not bad. Would drink again, but it's not tasting as good as I remember it tasting. But as I said, that could be down to not just, you know, a potential drop in quality, excuse me, but also just because your palate develops over time. But I do like this sort of pale ale. And now I'm regretting not picking up like 4 bottles of Sierra Nevada pale ale, because that's just, to me, the sort of like the magnum opus of an American pale ale. I don't even know if you could use the term magnum, but what term did I use? I can't remember. Fucking hell, am I getting a little bit pissed because I've had a jab? Oh, it's getting tender now. So, yeah, anyway, why do people continue to watch my videos? I don't know. There's a lot of sick people out there, but I love you all. And I would say, if you're a regular viewer of my channel and someone who actually, for some reason, likes me as a person, then you're a little bit of a degenerate. And I don't know what's going on in my hair there. Need to get it cut, but I just can't be fucked. I really cannot be fucked. Plus, when I have my hair cut, it just makes me look that much fatter. I should have done this live, but it is what it is. Anyway, so that was my brief revisit to Gamma Ray from Beavertown. It's good. It's a good, just knock it back pale ale. You can drink much worse, but of course, you can drink much better. Should have stopped the video now. Yeah, I will do. Alright, thanks for watching. You all take care. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. What beers, actually? I know, I've got to look like I'm ending the video, but then look like I've had a bit of a... Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah. What's he like? I don't know. Oh, whoopsie. And, yeah, this is fuck off. Polystyrene on the bar because we're clamming. Oh, Peter, you should proper buy yourself a tripod. Yeah, all right, Rob, calm down. Hey, I'm Rob from Opzine. He knows I'm only joking. Yeah, what beers have you revisited lately that you either sort of wrote off? I'll probably bring this up in a discussion in my live stream tonight. What beers from the past that you've not drank in a long time, and when you've revisited them, have they been better than you remember? Have they been worse than you remember, or have they just been the same? I'd love to hear that, because I'd like to do a series on this. I could literally make a feature film out of my reviews, not because they're engaging or fun to watch, just because of the run time. Anyway, I've got some chili con carne to reheat with some McCoy's nachos, so I'm looking forward to that. And might have a shit afterwards. I don't know, we'll see. Can't go too crazy. Anyway, cheers for watching. Can't believe I said that. And you all take care and go check out Beavertown.